people think of Norse mythology, two names almost always come to mind: Odin and Thor. The All-Father and the God of Thunder have become cultural icons, appearing in films, comics, games and television shows across the world. But hidden just behind them stand two of the most important gods in the entire Norse pantheon: Freyr and Freyja. Without them, the fields would not grow, families would not flourish, love would wither, prosperity would fade. They were the beating heart of everyday Viking life. Today, we're exploring who Freyr and Freyja really were, why they matter so much to the Norse people, how they influenced the Western world, and why they continue to inspire modern pagans and heathens today. The children of the Vanir. Unlike Odin and Thor, who belonged to the Aesir, Freyr and Freyja were born among another family of gods known as the Vanir. The Vanir were closely associated with nature, fertility, prosperity, the sea, the harvest, peace. According to Norse mythology, the Aesir and the Vanir once fought a great war. Neither side could defeat the other. Eventually, peace was made. To seal that peace, the two tribes exchanged members. Freyr and Freyja came to live among the Aesir in Asgard. This is significant. It wasn't conquest, it was cooperation. From the beginning, these two gods symbolized unity between different peoples. Freyr, the god who brought life. Freyr is often described as a god of fertility, but that description barely scratches the surface. He represented good harvests, peace between communities, prosperity, favourable weather, healthy livestock, abundance. Imagine being a farmer 1,000 years ago. Your entire family's survival depended on the weather. A poor harvest could mean starvation. A healthy harvest meant life. Freyr therefore became one of the most beloved gods among ordinary people. His blessings weren't abstract. They were visible every day. Every seed that grew, every healthy child, every successful harvest, every peaceful year. Freyr's presence could be seen everywhere. Freyja, more than a goddess of love. Modern media often reduces Freyja to simply being the Norse goddess of love. But that does her a tremendous disservice. She was one of the most complex figures in Norse mythology. She represented love, beauty, passion, magic, wisdom, independence, fertility, and even war. Half those who died in battle were said to enter Freyja's hall, Volkvanger, the other half journey to Odin's Valhalla. That alone shows how highly respected she was. She was no passive figure. She was one of the most powerful beings in the Norse cosmos. The teachers of the gods. One of Freyja's most remarkable contributions is often forgotten. She introduced Seda, a powerful form of Norse magic, to the Aesir. Even Odin himself learnt this magical practice from her. Think about that for a moment. The All-Father, the god who sacrificed everything for knowledge. learned from Freyja. That tells us everything about her importance. She wasn't merely beautiful. She was wise, knowledgeable, and deeply respected. Why the Vikings loved them? When we read the myths, it's easy to focus on epic battles, giants, dragons, Ragnarok. But ordinary Viking life looked very different. Most people weren't legendary warriors. They were farmers, fishermen, craftsmen, parents, traders. Frey and Freyja represented the hopes of ordinary families: healthy children, successful harvests, happy marriages, peaceful communities, prosperity. In many ways, they were the gods closest to everyday life. Their influence on the Western world. Although the Old Norse religion eventually gave way to Christianity, across Scandinavia, Frey and Freyja never disappeared entirely. Echoes of them remain. Many scholars believe that elements of seasonal celebrations, fertility customs, and harvest traditions preserved traces of older pagan practices, although these traditions also drew from many other influences over the centuries. Even one day of our week may preserve Freyja's legacy. Friday derives from Old English Freyja, named after the goddess Frigg. Because Frigg and Freyja share overlapping characteristics in the sources, scholars have long debated the relationship between the two, and popular culture often links Friday with Freyja as well. Whether through folklore, literature, or modern fantasy, their influence never completely vanished. Why they matter today? Pardon me. Modern heathens continue to honour Frey and Freyja for many of the same reasons their ancestors did. Frey represents peace, growth, generosity, prosperity, living in harmony with nature. Freyja represents self-confidence, love, compassion, courage, magic, personal freedom. She reminds many people that strength and kindness are not opposites. They can exist together. Lessons for the modern world. Perhaps their greatest lesson is balance. Odin teaches us to seek wisdom. Thor teaches us to protect others. Frey teaches us to nurture. Freyja teaches us to love without weakness. Modern society often celebrates achievement, competition, success. Frey and Freyja remind us that true prosperity also means healthy relationships, strong communities, respect for nature, kindness, beauty, creativity. Without those, even the richest society becomes spiritually poor. Guardians of nature. As environmental concerns become more increasingly important today, many people find new relevance in Frey and Freyja. Both are deeply connected with the natural world. The changing seasons, the harvest, animals, the fertility of the earth itself. Many modern pagans see them as reminders that humanity does not stand above nature, but lives within it. Looking after the earth is not simply practical, it is an act of gratitude, more relevant than ever. In today's fast-paced world, many people struggle with loneliness, stress, disconnection. Freyr reminds us to slow down, plant something, watch it grow, build community, celebrate abundance. Freyja reminds us that compassion, self-worth and emotional strength are just as important as physical strength. These are not ancient ideas, they are timeless ones. Conclusion. It is easy to see why Odin and Thor became the most famous Norse gods. One sought wisdom, the other defended the worlds. But no civilization can survive on wisdom and strength alone. It also needs love, hope, prosperity, family, harvest, peace. That is what Frey and Freyja represent. Perhaps that is why they are so deeply loved by the Vikings. They were not simply gods of extraordinary heroes. They were gods of ordinary people living ordinary lives. And perhaps that is why they continue to inspire so many people today. Not because they belong only to the distant past, but because they remind us that a truly good life is not measured only by what we achieve, but by what we nurture, by the love we share, by the communities we build, and by the world we leave behind for those who come after us. As always, thanks for watching, take care and be well. Skál.